Joined for our pregame interview by Winter High School head football coach Dan Aaker as the Warriors prepare for Valentine in the 2015 homecoming game. First, let's jump back a week. Coach, if you can kind of recap Wagner for us briefly.
Yeah, going into Wagner, I really felt we really stressed kind of last year how we went over there and basically got played for a quarter. And even though we came back with a pretty solid victory, we didn't really feel good about how we played and how we were actually playing during the season at that time, and really talked about keeping our edge and keeping our focus. I was a little concerned. We didn't, in my opinion, have that great a practice last week. A couple days we're not that good. Just didn't seem like we came up with intensity that we needed to. But we kind of rebounded Thursday and started the game like you'd like to with a kickoff return and really kind of jumped on them early and played the way we really expected to play, and that was good to see. Once again, we kind of handled the first quarter and a half. We were able to get a lot of guys in, and once it hits that running clock, those games really seem to go fast. And probably more penalties than we wanted to have, but that's not a bad thing either. I think that number one, that was probably the closest officiated game that we had, and we need to see that because there's probably a few things that we get away with that we're not going to in every game, and we certainly don't want to give first downs like we did. I think we had 3 penalties that ended up giving Wagner first down. So learning experience from the defense there, but all around it kind of probably played out the way I would expect it to play, and we played pretty good and got a lot of guys in, and went home I think feeling better about ourselves this year than we did last year, just because of the effort and ready to go from the onset.
Another positive is your young kids come out and win that second half as well.
Yeah, and that's always good to see. We still got guys that are, getting better and impressing us in areas, and that's just going to add depth. I mean, they're coming out there and playing against a lot of the varsity teams that a lot of their starters there for a while and they're performing well, and just gives us better rotation, and that's really nice for them to see, to be able to finish a game, and that makes them feel good, and we're glad to see it.
You mentioned the kickoff return for a touchdown. You got touchdowns via offense, defense, and special teams there in the first quarter. Not a bad way to start the game, correct?
No, yeah. If you can get that, then obviously you're playing well in all 3 phases. Anytime you start a game with a kickoff return, that's pretty big momentum, and we just kind of kept going on that. And Windsor made a heck of a play on that interception return. And as a coach, I always look at things you could have, maybe do a little bit better at opportunities we had that we didn't get. I still think there was probably three balls that we should have picked, and just bobbing around or fought with our own players with them. But we still did not turn the ball over, and I think we've gotten 7 takeaways, so we're 7-0 on the season, which is good. But yeah, the balance in all 3 phases. If you can win 2 out of 3 typically in a game, you're going to win, and I think we won all 3. So that was good to see, and our special teams are coming along. Still a little shaky on kickoff a little bit at times, but it's gotten better, and we punted, which was good. We need to get that team out there and need to get some practice. So all 3 phases are critical, and we just have to keep getting better in each one.
You mentioned Windsor Berry. He's a young man that's kind of stood out to me so far this season, really showing a nose for the end zone. Made a great play reading on that pass that he took back for a touchdown. Just can you kind of elaborate on his emergence this year?
Yeah, Windsor's really athletically gifted and has been, and I think we've really seen him with tour factor kind of come out of Windsor, and a lot of times you'll see that with a lot of your seniors. I think he realizes this is the last year. He's did a really good job of running the ball. Defensively, he played some strong safety for us last year. So a returner and veteran, we would expect him to be making plays out there, and he has. And I talk about this with all our running backs. I've been happy with unselfishness that we've seen on them. We've got 4 solid ones that we can give the ball at any time, and they did a good job of when they get the ball, they make plays, and they're not. They're doing a good job for their teammates and blocking. But yeah, he's having a really good year right now. We need that. And he's a guy that we can throw to too. I don't know if he's had any receptions yet, but he's got one of the better hands on the team. And we haven't really thrown a lot just because of situations in the game and how the games have kind of been in our favor. but he's a weapon out of the backfield too, and we hope he continues to have a good year, and he's been a pretty good leader as well.
Coach, homecoming week, you got the Valentine Badgers, longtime rival. Can you give us a little preview of what we should see tonight?
Yeah, Valentine's always a fun team to come in. I believe 1960, you would probably know this. Yes, 1960, we played every year, and kind of back and forth sometimes. They were the nemesis in my mind for the longest time when I first got here, because they won 7 in a row, and that was the game we really looked to try to end that streak. And now we're on an 8-game winning streak, so they're the roles are reversed, and they're going to come in here wanting to break that streak as well. Kind of a unique rival, I think, because our guys don't interact with them. I don't think very much. We just see them on the field and the court in the winter and on the wrestling mat. So it's probably a true rival. I mean, they're really not friends, I don't think. So that adds a little different flavor than other teams we might play. You bring homecoming into the factor. Homecoming in winter is really nice. It's unique, and the way we get the alumni back year in, year out is a unique situation, and I really enjoy that. Actually, coronation and roll call on Thursday night is always fun to see. Everybody that comes back for that, but now at the stage where I've been here long enough that a lot of the returning classes, some of the first couple classes I had here are back on the reunions, and it's good to see everybody. But the bottom line, it comes down to a couple things here. There's a lot of things going on during the week, and our kids kind of embrace that, which is good. I want them to have fun, the dress ups and all that stuff. We had great attendance at the volleyball match Tuesday night, supporting our girls. But the time when we get up there right after school at 3:30 and we get up on the practice field till 6, it's got to be Valentine, and it's got to be the Winter Warriors, and I think so far this week we did a good job of that. And then also understanding that it all culminates to the football game, and really builds up to the football game. And we're going to have a lot of alumni there. We're going to have a nice crowd, and we want to perform well. We want to represent Winter High School and all alumni, and the city of Winter, and do the best job we can. So a lot of things going on, but understand that the football game is what we're building up to, and that's where we want to perform, and we want to give a good show and play well and build on what we did the last 3 weeks. And to add to that, I think that this will be the best team we've seen so far. So they do a nice job of I think their last 5 quarters they played really, really well. The last quarter against Gordon Rushville, they scored 2 touchdowns and got back in the game, had a chance to win it. And then against Shattern, they did a really good job of running the ball, and I think they've got simplified things. They're lining up and giving Hitchcock kid and the Coleman kid the ball and running it. So we got to stop the run and maybe force them to try to do things they were doing earlier. And we just got to keep doing what we're doing. I think the line of scrimmage is going to be big, and because they're pretty physical and aggressive, and it's going to be the best test we've seen there as well, which is exactly what we need. So we've actually I think our kids are excited this week because we know we're going to have a good football game Friday, and just getting back to preparing and for your opponent, and the excitement of having a good game. So we're looking forward to it.
Great. Good luck Friday night, and go Warriors.
All right. Thanks, Bob.